Hi, I'm AJ Walker, and I work for the University of Wisconsin Green Bay Police Department. I'm the police lieutenant, so I run all of our patrol operations. I work very closely with the Dean of Students Office and Housing and Residential Education. So, what's my level of comfort with research methods? Well, a big part of my job is to look at numbers. I'm very comfortable with the quantitative analysis of things, but again, I'm in this program because I want to learn more about what those processes look like on an academic level. In the law enforcement world and the policing world, we use numbers, hopefully effectively, to be able to paint a picture of what we do and why it's necessary to have a targeted analysis of different parts of your city, a municipality. In my case, it's the campus life. I like to see what a snapshot of our calls for service and how we can get better at things. So then what would my hopes or fears be with this particular class? I'm not too much worried about it. I don't know a whole lot about qualitative research methods. I'm still obviously in that pivotal, formative portion of this doctoral journey. I like to say, well, I don't know if my dissertation will be quantitative or qualitative. I'm leaning more towards quantitative, but this class is something that I think is really important for me to just, obviously be able to build a craft. Coming from chapter one, I think one of the really important parts that I read was research in student affairs has two primary purposes: contribute to knowledge and improve practice. Now, I'm coming from the policing world, and I'll be coming up on 2 years in the academic higher education world. I, spend time as a school resource officer, but that's a whole nother conversation to have. So, why is research really important in higher education, especially with student affairs? We're starting to see a a melding, a meshing of different cultures and experiences and ideas. I think that's an important part of the college education in those formative years. We have to be able to research and understand how to better serve the students that we're going to be working alongside or working for in a lot of respects. That's important to me, especially coming from the policing world. In terms of how have I been a scholarly practitioner of research, I wouldn't necessarily say that I've been a scholarly practitioner. Much of my job is data driven. I'm the numbers person who likes to look at efficiency and effectiveness and then build upon that and and understand the limitations of my organization, our department. Um, One of the things that I often like to talk about is crime numbers and the what we call the American condition of using law enforcement for things that we probably shouldn't be used for. And I think that's one of the important parts of having the ability to research things and pull data and best practices from other organizations and not try to reinvent the wheel. I hope that makes sense. So, what types of research am I familiar with? Again, like I said, I aspire to have a good, robust understanding of what quantitative analysis and data analysis looks like. Qualitative is new to me in a lot of different respects. Based on some of the reading that we've gotten thus far, it's not exactly as new as I probably thought it was. But I'm in this program to learn more and to hopefully shore up some rough edges I might have in terms of how I look at qualitative research methods. So, what's the terminology that I use regularly in my profession that meshes with chapter five? And I'd probably say coding, themes, documents, places, people, review, observation, interview, kind of pouring through how it was described in the key questions and associated central concepts. there is actually a lot of overlap with what I already do. It's just there are other parts of terminology that's added to it that gives it a different level of complexity, that makes it that takes it out of the realm of a more of a simplistic approach and how we learn on the job versus the more academic intellectual approach and how we use it to frame the narrative or look at the picture. I was looking at the one, how is qualitative research evaluated? Rigor and trustworthiness. And that's really important because going back to chapter 1, there was a lot of talk about evaluation and assessment. And I don't want to kind of go too far off here, but those are really important parts of my job. I'm the person who does a lot of program evaluation and a lot of assessment into how we can make things more efficient and effective. And sometimes those are hard conversations to have. So then let's pick some learning outcomes for chapters 1, 3, and 5. I think one of the chapter 1, I'm going to focus on relate research skills to student affairs practice skills. That's important. I can't say that I truly understand it as much, but obviously that's the reason why I'm in this class. Chapter 3, I'd probably go with identify the major types of research and differentiate the major research designs in student affairs. For chapter 5, I'm going to go specifically with apply basic qualitative terminology. I'm moving into an higher education space. I'm still learning terminology for a lot of different things. So it's good to feel challenged, not overwhelmed, but challenged. I'll start here with my questions to my group. Has any one of you ever looked at research and assessment in the same way that it was explained in chapter 1? Because I haven't. Quote, it was research is meant for an external audience and is intended to generate knowledge. An assessment is meant for an internal audience and is intended to inform practice. I guess it's interesting. I've never thought about research and assessment to be in the same realm but counter to each other. How they explain evaluation throughout chapter 1. Just my thoughts. Sorry it took me so long to get this posted. I'm going to be back on track for this next week. It's been a busy time.